What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're taking a look at Nightingale, a very, very hotly awaited survival game from the people over at Inflection. They fired off a press code today. I have received it, and so we're going to dive on into the game for about 30 or 35 minutes and see if the game is something you wanted to check out or if you wanted to pass on it. This is my first impressions of the game. This is by no means a full-on review, but I will be doing my best to take a look at the UI and little things along the way to figure out improvements that can be made over the course of the game's early access. If after watching this you wanted to get the title for yourself, I've got a link for you down below in the description. On top of that, you can also take a look down there for the Discord and the Twitch stream just in case you wanted to hang out live. On the day of this game's release, I will be streaming it for a solid 4 or 5 hours, I would figure. So if you feel like this video wasn't enough, you can come hang out, get some good vibes, and also get a further look at the game. Let's go ahead and get started. So we got to make a character, and we've got a whole bunch of faces here that seem to imply fetal alcohol syndrome. I've already got this guy set up. You can choose things like your age. You can also get your voice in there, but it's very, very quiet. I'll probably just take the voice set 1, and then from there, we've got to choose our ancestry. I don't know how much this is actually going to affect the way the game plays, but it looks like we can be an academic, we can be a statesman, we can be a tradesman, we can be a hermit, we can be an officer. I gotta go with the coat, man. It's just too dope. Like, you shouldn't have showed me that coat if you didn't want me to take the officer, like, hands down. I don't know why, but every time I see, like, those old French and English military uniforms from, like, the old, you know, like, Dragoon days, I gotta pick it. I just can't help it. We also have our lineage right here. So it looks like we actually have parents that we need to be concerned with, which is kind of interesting. So I don't know how that's all gonna play out, but I suppose I can fill it on out. I don't know if it matters. I didn't fill it out fully back to like the great-grandpa days, but hey, it is what it is. I would like to just have a beard to cover. I've got like a bit of a Habsburg thing going on right now. That does not, I mean, we are a member, we're an officer, so our family probably bought our commission, which probably means that like, it's not too far outside the realm of possibility. Oh yeah, dude. There it is right there. There it is right there. That's the beard that gets things done. All right, let's go ahead and ship it. I'm happy with what I've selected. I only need the beard. I only need the Imperial beard. That's all that I ever needed. Your starting loadout can be medium. All right, and then we finalize, I suppose. Our character's name will be Splattercat. And let's dive on into the game, shall we?
Before time itself, the realms have existed. Born of curiosity, we opened the first gateway to our endless Faewilds. The Fae have long since aided man in harnessing that which we live and breathe. Magic. Tolerance was known until your grasp extended reach. Greed, in the face of power, saw your world caught in ruin. And out flowed the Pale, swallowing all in its path. Some fled its ever-spreading tongue, seeking refuge in Nightingale, only to be severed from assistance as the pathway between realms collapsed. But perhaps not all is lost. For Nightingale still stands, pushing forward towards progress and enlightenment, humanity's final beacon. Your path thither is winding and full of terror's nascent realm walker. Wilt thou succumb to Fey lands beyond thy wit? Or wilt thou endure, find the way homeward and rebuild anew?
Alright, so we're headed to an unknown realm here. NPCs and creatures, basically uncharted, unknown, what we're going to be up against here. Oof, there we go.
Let my words steer your steps.
Okay. Is there any, like, loot around here? I heard rumor of a starting loadout. I would like to have, I don't know what time period this is in, but I would like to have a pistol. It kind of seems like it's that mummy period, like 1920s, 1930s. So we may be able to have some fun stuff like a BAR.
Now, fleshling, whither wander you lost in our Faewilds?
The fact that he knows I'm here the second I arrived is definitely a little bit concerning. That sounded like an artillery shell. I have no clue what that was.
Quickly, before those bound fiends sniff out your despair.
I just had tacos. I don't feel that disparate.
Shadows abound, yet like a fire's final embers, you refuse to be snuffed out. I come with an offer to guide you to a safer realm, and rebuke death, unlike so many of your kin. Take these bloodstained cards, play them, and let amiable bond be drawn between Fae and Fleshling. Give me your hands, that we may be friends, and I shall restore amends. Homosit inconul ome. Hurry yonder, toward portal and apparatus, so you, bare child of Earth, might abscond this nightmare. Travel to the forest byway swiftly. Across the divide a greater gift awaits. Partnerships with we Fae afford many wonders yet unseen.
Good acting. Is that the guy from Turn? I can't remember his name. He was also in Pacific Rim. He's like a smaller British guy that played an officer in Turn. I feel like I recognize his voice. Really, really fantastic actor, whether it's him or not. I don't know his name, but he's one of those actors that when I see him on the title card, I assume he's going to bring 110%. Let us open the realm. So we have a biome card, and it looks like we have a byway card. Okay. A small transient realm that is a lush forest that is misleading, believing the Faewilds to be analogous to Earth's habitat. How wrong they were. What is this over here?
Fly, realm walker.
Oh, it's a journal entry. Gotcha. I'll let you guys worry about that on your time if you end up to play the game, because we've got so little time here to dive into this title and get down to the meat of it. People's money is on the line. Every video that I put out, people's money is on the line. They purchase games based on the things that I put out here on the internet. So I want to get to the meat of it. So first problem that's come up. The game actually has network errors, even though I'm inside of single player right now. So apparently there is some always online functionality here that I think may be a mistake. They may want to actually do away with that and put in a dedicated solo mode. The last 2 times that I've transitioned maps, it has said network error. I've had to load my save, and then it brings me on in. I've edited that out for brevity, but it is a thing that we want to point out very, very early, where this is one of those things that's kind of been infecting games. I hesitate to say infecting because sometimes it works out and that makes it sound abundantly negative, but in this case, the game crashing every time and giving me a network error every time I transition in between zones before the servers are even under load. I'm playing this before release, so the only people online right now are other people like me, which are not very many from my experience, probably a couple hundred. That's a little concerning. So hopefully when the game comes out tomorrow, that does not happen.
Count thyself among the fortunate few who managed to flee the Pale's noxious proliferation. Nightingale still stands, but Earth teeters on the brink, and these wilds are far from hospitable. Sequestered so and struck by woe begs the question, wilt thou be a survivor? The gift I promised should aid thy cause. A hermetic guidebook and pocket watch, purloined off the corpse of a realm walker. Keep these like close companions, with the man-made network sundered. Entrust me to find the trail forward through these byway realms. In the interim, I hear your stomach snarling. Take reprieve from misery, and gorge yourself with a feast fit for a fleshling. Preserve yourself, and I shall return anon. Oh, under this mask, you wonder. I am Puck. Robin to some, Oberon's merry wanderer of the night, the last furtive fae to grace your kind.
Okay. Modeling and animation and voice acting seems to be really top tier right now. Lighting work is looking like it's working overtime too. So we are now starving. We need to come up with a way to feed ourselves inside this survival sandbox. So let's go ahead and do it. It looks like we've got ourselves something right here. It looks like raw bear. They're blueberries. All right, that'll help out. Didn't help the meter out very much, but hey, let's forage and let's make this thing happen. It doesn't look like we're using a Valheim-type system right now, where you get different buffs for eating food, but maybe we're not far enough in. Let me take a spin around the neighborhood and see what food I can find laying around. So I found my way down to a beach in the search of stones because there don't seem to be that many out here. And take a look at that vista, all without a single performance hitch, too. There's been no chunking as it loads like extra cells that are along the alignment of where we're adventuring right now. There haven't been any frame drops, so it seems to be optimized reasonably well. I am recording with fairly powerful hardware, 4090s and stuff like that, because it's my job to record things like this game. But, that having been said, even so, poorly optimized games will definitely max out that kind of stuff in the first place. It looks like the beginning of the game is largely just going to be that arc experience that we've all felt in other games, picking up lots of sticks and stones and berries, and so we'll kind of like leave it right there for now. Now that we've finished that on up, it does look like we have a building menu that has been brought up for us, and we have a campfire. I'm actually going to place this over on the beach. I don't relish the thought of actually resting out under the cover of trees over here. I don't know what lives inside these woods, and since we've already validated that there's magical creatures around, I want to be somewhere with an open field of fire. Now, this does have, unfortunately, kind of like a kill box thing going on with that hill right there, with me sandwiched in between the water, which makes me a little nervous. Don't think we have tides to worry about, so we won't watch out for that, I guess. And it looks like we've got this thing knocked out, and it looks like I can actually roasty-toasty the berries before everything else happens. We've got manage our fuel over here. Sure, why not? I can throw some sticks inside of there. Let's go ahead and give it a little bit of ignition. And it looks like we've crafted off those berries into some kind of functional meal. Roasted berries. Good stuff. A little particle effect right there. Eat thy roasted berries. I have eaten the roasted berries, and now my health is recovering.
You've avoided embarrassment by staving off starvation. From the lingering scent, your meal was no summer court banquet, but at least you persist. We must carry forth whilst this byway is aligned with another, one which should get us closer to necessities we'll both require. The portal stands nearby. Delay not, for the withering sands await.
Should I prepare? So as far as, crafting and things go, I guess not. It doesn't look like I can make axes or spears or anything else right now, so I think they just want me to find that gate. I guess I'll gather up some goodies while I'm on my way in, and let me see if I can find this thing. That looks like a Realmway gate if I've ever seen one. I haven't, because I'm an average human being from San Francisco. Unfortunately, I've never laid eyes upon elvish gates or anything else like that, so I'm just going to have to assume that this is our guy. What does this do? Realm card machine. What you got for me? A desert card. Okay. Open up the portal. Open the gate! Master Kenny is here. So here we are inside the desert. Ooh, it's hot. If I get... Oh, I've got to stay in the shadows. Okay, we got some of that burning heat out here.
Summer runs through my being as blood runs through yours. Yet I've seen that dew men call sweat flow like rivers in our deserts. This heat devours spirit and life alike. Howbeit, enduring the elements is part of the Realm Walker's folly. Pleasure sought through vanquishing hostility. Whether this pleases or not, without shelter and the means to do.
All right, he's going to look for the next Realmway. I went ahead and edited his conversation out because we've already validated that the voice acting is quite good. But he basically said just learn to survive in the desert. That's about it. Learn to survive, build yourself a stick tent. Probably in the shade would be the best way to do that. I'm not going to get too choosy about it. We've got a stick tent here. Drop that on in. Add the resources, and that's not bad, in all honesty, as far as A-frame goes. It's going to be a little bit leaky, but I don't think we have to worry about that till monsoon season in the desert. And then we also need a bedroll down here. A sheltered bedroll. Guess I'll put it right there. Sleeping on an incline is going to be a little bit of a nightmare, but sure. We took a short rest, and it looks like we now have the ability to make axes and things. So I would say that an axe is probably what we want to get after first. I would say that a sickle is probably not a terrible acquisition either. And now we don't have enough rocks. But the good news is, out here in the middle of the desert, we can probably find some more rocks. I'm lucky in this respect because when I was a geologist, this is where I did all of my work, was inside places like Death Valley and the desert out in Nevada. So I am experienced with this experience right here and kind of know what I'm doing, at least a little bit. I do like the tree chopping right there. That looks really good and has a nice sense of impact. They're doing a good job building up. So, like, there's a difference with a lot of these survival games that come out between things like Grounded and other selections. In the games like Grounded, they take a lot of time to build up the world and the atmosphere and sort of invoke realism for the player and make the world feel believable. This game seems to be taking that time to get it done. Ah, yes, chopping down the tree that is providing my cover may have negative effects, and down she goes. No death, so that's good. We got bundles of wood over here that I will absolutely pick up. Probably need that later. Let's get out of the sun for a minute. We are going to need to track down... Oh, we don't have a water meter. We have a sleep meter, and those are two distinctive things. Gotcha. Well, let me find these stones, and then we'll come back, and we'll try to get all the tools made. So after I crafted all the tools, Puck swung on through and let me know that I am approved, apparently, to survive in the next biome. So I'm guessing this is just a series of tutorials. That looks unnatural. I don't know how I feel about it. Is it hostile? As long as I don't bother it, it won't bother me. Fair enough. I'm not a particularly bloodthirsty, killy person. My natural response in a lot of these situations is not to... What is that thing? Is not to instantaneously murder the stuff that I see. I'm sure some of you will try it out, though. What is this? An automaton's chest? Okay. Close that down because I'm actually burning up right now. The sun must be quite hectic out here. The hottest I ever was actually in a swamp. We had 114-degree weather one time while we were doing a survey inside of a swamp with warm water all the way up to your knees. So we were wearing rubber waders while we were out there, and it had just recently burned down from like a wildfire, and so there was no tree cover, and you were just in this swamp with the sun beating down on you and reflecting off the water, and like your legs were warm like they were in bath water the entire time too inside the waders, and we're taking measurements and readings and all that kind of stuff. And man, and so the other problem was everything burned down, right? With everything burned down, every bush and everything that you brushed up against was covered in soot. And so by the end of the day, you were just completely and totally covered in soot from head to toe, from the top to the bottom. What is that? A moderate restful potion. We've got a slight healing potion and another slight restful potion. Okay, I'll take that. And that made it worse because as you got covered with soot, you couldn't sweat. We lost a couple people to heat exhaustion that day that had to be trucked out. It was a tough one. Even for me, I started roofing in the California summer heat when I was about 11 years old because my dad was a roofer. And so that's when I started doing apprenticeship stuff. And so I am acclimated for heat. I'm good at dealing. A nice vault animation right there. I'm good at dealing with it. I have kind of a natural built-in resistance to it just because I grew up in the heat, working hard in the heat. And even for me, I had sweat dripping off my glasses, which when I was a roofer, you knew it was a hot day and things were going poorly when you were sweating so hard that the sweat would flow off your glasses or off your goggles the entire time, or your safety glasses or whatever, just flowing down the side like a river. That's how you knew it was a hot one, and that's how you needed to be careful. And so, tough stuff. The summer heat can definitely be pretty brutal in environments like this. This doesn't look like any of the places that I did surveys or anything in. It just looked like wasteland where I was. Is that an elephant over there? It is. Hey, you. It's my favorite animal in the whole world, elephants. I like them a lot. I don't know where the realm gate is at, but let me look around and see if I can find it. Apparently, I walked right past it. Snake would have bit me, unfortunately. All right, well, let's activate this bad boy and get the hell out of here. Who knows what the swamp biome's going to have waiting for us. Release the Hope Echo, and, like, where's the... There it is. Realm card machine. Let's give it a go. Oh, yeah, I got to activate it, right? Open the portal! I have been tutorialized. Another realm and another server error and another conversation with Puck.
If not for Astaroth the Bound, God, while I know man's impulse, once this fen is...
So apparently this environment has threats in it. He said that we're at risk here, so we should... I don't think we're going to have any friendly elephant friends rattling around that are just going to ignore us and treat us like the good buddies we are. What the hell is that, dude? Is that a kangaroo wolf? I don't know if I'm tough enough to kill that, but it looks like it attacked a rock or something over here. What about that thing? Can I kill it? I mean, it worked. I don't know if I expected it to work, but I'll take it. I don't know if I want to chase this guy throughout the brush to take him out. Oh, they want me to get predator bones. All right, this is probably our guy then. I think we got him. I think he's down. I think we're good to go here. The bones are moving around on me a little bit. But let's see what we can harvest from the hide. So we've got predator skins. You can hold down the E key, by the way. This is not tutorialized. They gave me a warning about this when I started recording. The developers did. You can hold down the E key to AoE loot everything around you if it's laying on the ground like loose loot. So it won't work for like bushes and stuff. But it will work for like the little pieces of meat that we've been hacking off of various creatures. It looks like we do have the benefit of some kind of regeneration here. I think that what I'll do is I'll probably start looking for a good place to pitch our tent, a place for us to live. We want the high ground in general. So this looks pretty good to me. Let me see what I can build here. All right, so in building... we definitely want our stick hut over here, just to give us a little bit of cover from what might come. It is now built. We're going to get a resting spot real fast. I believe it would probably behoove us to get a campfire going as well. Although in this grassy environment, that kind of concerns me. We will throw some wood in there. Oh, we gotta... close the menu! Ah! Why won't you die? Okay, it died. We're safe now. I'm gonna hold off on cooking any meals for the moment. I don't know how to make my torch go away. Oh, I can throw the torch. Oh, no. Did it light the ground on fire? That looks like an ember. Stamp it out. Stamp it out. So it looks like we can throw torches to illuminate as well. If I break out the pickaxe, what's that going to do for me? Stone blocks, eh? I don't know if that's going to unlock any new fun things that we can do. But I did see ore on the other side as well. I don't know if we have encumbrance to deal with either. We do. We do have encumbrance and we do have capacity. So there's going to be a little bit of inventory management here that we've got to play around with. It's immune. That is also immune. So it looks like we're going to need some kind of better tool or better skills before we can get into there. I'm being assaulted again by another weird random kangaroo wolf thing. Looks like the headshots do them right, so you definitely want to go for the headshots if you can get them. Give me the hides, bro. Give me the goodies. Let me get all of it. Throw it inside my inventory. A makeshift capelet. Okay. Makeshift capelet it is. I don't know if makeshift capelet is going to be better than our officer's coat, but the game seems to think so, and we do have a gear rating, so there it is. We can do healing salves, and we can also do meat. Okay, let's get involved with this. So healing salves are made out of bones and fiber, and it looks like we make meat out of some of the predator's meat that we've brought in. Let's go ahead and make it, I guess. And it does look like there's crafting times we're going to have to deal with here. Luckily, the predators all seem to be coming to me, so I don't feel any need to really get on out there and hunt them down. They seem to smell me on the breeze, no problem. So I've gotten everything knocked out, and now it wants me to go get essence dust. How do I get essence dust? Oh, yeah. You can basically break down anything into, like, magical energy. Sure, I can get more sandstone. Why not? And so we can use essence dust to repair your tools. Oh, I was a little bit concerned about the way durability was going to be handled, because I did notice that my weapons were falling off on durability pretty quickly. So we've also got a map that we could... Oh, cool. So it gives us like a fun little thematically interesting map right there. We've got to return to Puck. I don't know where he is. Oh, he came to me. So I guess that solves that.
Stolen life to preserve your own. A necessity, lest it become a vice. One imbibed by men like dandelion wine. Now, I've led you about around, through bog, through bush, through brake, through briar, and forthwith a temporal realm of abeyance awaits, and so too, Nightingale. First you must oblige your inner essence, and choose the landscape that beckons. Ah, no need for words, only thought.
I like foresty environments. I come from a foresty place.
The mystery of the halt. Play your cards, but beware. The bound will storm once the archway rouses. Crack their pitiable little skulls. Show no mercy.
To be honest with you, I don't know if this guy is a good guy or not. I find him to be the tiniest bit terrifying and off-putting. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy here, but, you know. I'm going to eat my roasted meaties. Oh, we do get a fat buff. Gotcha. All right, well, let's do the healing salve then. And it looks like... There we go. We're back up on full. Let's go check out some of these locations that are around here, because they very clearly built these things tall on purpose so that you'll see them from random spots and go investigate them. There may be more treasures and things to find. So moving up on whatever the hell this is right here, it looks like some kind of hot air balloon docking station. Interesting. Let's go in a little bit further and see if there's actually something here to be found. So it looks like we have a memory over here. There are some critters around. So we probably want to dispense of them and crack their pitiable skulls, as previously mentioned by Puck. Skull appropriately cracked. And gather up all the loot on the ground. There we go. Stamina's regenerating. Got bags of blueberries. I do like the existence of environmental loot. That's very, very nice. I was concerned that it was all going to be container-based. A bound bristle. Okay. Ore. So tin ore right there. Looks like somebody else started a harvesting area here. Yeah, grab some of the ingots, because that's probably the pathway to nicer tools. Is there anything back around here? All right, I think there's nowhere else to go but up the stairs. Let's go take a look. So far, I'm impressed with it, aside from all the networking errors that keep booting me out. That's about it. That would be probably the main thing that I would observe as of right now, having played the game for about 40 minutes, is that the game is stunning. It's beautiful to look at. The systems all seem to work, but there does seem to be like some lag in single-player play, and then you do get dropped from the server. At least I have. Every single time I've transitioned zones, I have to load my save, and then like it's fine. And so it's going to be one of those little annoyances before a purchase that people need to be aware of. Can I climb up that right there? I can. Is there anything up here we can make use of? There's a valve that's not functioning. We've got nectar. You're not going to take those tarpaulins, huh? I would take those in a survival situation. In fact, I would set up here on this rig, and I would make a barricade that would block the stairs so nobody could get up. It's the only way to know you're safe at night. A human chest. It's got lumber. It's got raw gems, and it's got some feathers. You are weighed down by your inventory. Okay, but like ingots, though. Like that. Oh, this is a bad idea. I may have made a mistake. How do I get back up? I might have made a bad call here. I may have looked. I may have leapt before I looked. Fall damage wasn't as painful as I thought it would be. However, we do now have a sprained ankle, so the game's going to have positional damage, a la something like Tarkov, where we appear to have a problem that I don't actually necessarily know how to fix. Does healing powder fix it? It does. Healing powder fixes it. Fair enough. I just got over a really bad sprain. I stepped on. I'm a runner. I run about 5 miles every other day. That's kind of my old age hobby now, is running. And I stepped on a pine cone that was underneath a bunch of leaves that were on the sidewalk and rolled my ankle real bad and couldn't run for probably 3 or 4 weeks. I'm just now getting back into it. And them sprains, man, them sprains will really tack you down. They can be a bit of a headache, or a footache, I guess. Good enemy animations, too. Like, there's a fluidity to the way the creatures move that I'm not sure you're going to see outside of, like, AAA development. I don't know who Inflection was involved with before they started their company, but I'm going to guess, just off of my head, BioWare or Obsidian, from the way the animations look. They're pretty clean. It's coming up and over a hill. I found our last place that we're going to have to deal with. I don't know if that guy aggroed on me. Let me open up these realm cards real quick. Send us on our way. So a gear level 10 area.
Remain vigilant while the realms are lying.
Oh, we got to, like, last stand, hold out. Gotcha. Can I repair my knife then? I would love to repair my knife. It's all I have is my little, mahuatl that I've made out of rocks. Oh, God. The hell are those things? Okay, yep, don't like you. Some kind of weird orcs. They have bound bristles. I guess that's the loot that they drop. We're regenerating a little bit. I don't know how hardcore I need to be about making sure my health is maintained here. I thought I was going to get attacked by, like, a skittering horde of kangaroos. I was steeling myself for the Great Australian Fight, and this appears to be something entirely different. All right, cut them down when and where you can. I mean, if you can get damage off, get the damage off. Keep that stamina going. I don't know if the gate is, like, open yet, but I would love for the gate to be open. Eat a meat. Oh, we don't get the health benefit. Okay, we're going to have to use healing powder for that. Gotcha. Is the realm gate good to go? It looks good to go. How does one judge the doneness of a... Do we have, like, a turkey baster we stick in there?
Realm Walker, your path forward is winding and full of terrors. Save yourself. Survive the realms. And rebuild all that has been lost.
So here we are in the realm of abeyance. Didn't kick me out to the menu that time, so that's good. That's reassuring, at least a little bit, that it doesn't always happen. I am still a little concerned about what's going to happen when these always online servers are brought up under load. As we saw from Helldiver's release, it's a really, really fantastic game that blew up in popularity, and now nobody can play because it's so popular that the servers are completely schlocked for like a week straight. And this is something that killed Payday 3, so it kind of like worries me a little bit. It's been something that's been on the corner of my mind. Oh, there's Puck right there. What's up, buddy?
We made it. With the byways left behind, your beginnings have ended. I bid you welcome to the Faewilds in earnest. This realm has long been forgotten by the Fae, left in limbo, not unlike you. How fitting. And thus, Here is yours to put down roots, but beware. In short time darkness will descend, and with it Stygian perils. Laying foundations will keep you intrepid, child of Earth. While you play carpenter, there are nooks in these surrounding wilds I must scrub for the knowledge I pledged.
Okay, so we can build up an estate from what I see right now. And with easy access to water, I'm inclined just to do it right here. I see no reason not to. Let me build up a basic base real fast. Easy peasy. Little bit of lag on the placement right there, which I think is always the downside to always online. Sometimes you finish placing items inside a building and it takes a few seconds to pop. But we're looking okay. They want me to do an estate cairn, and that's going to require some stone blocks. I don't think we have any other way around it. Luckily, these blocks explode nice and easy. So we should be able to get that done without too many problems. Let's go to our estate cairn over here. So we need 20 rocks for that as well. Okay. There we go. Human influence forbids apparently spawning in this area now for like monsters and things of that nature. So there we go. We now have a respite thing and a workbench. Gotcha. Puck, what's cracking, buddy? Hit me with those verbs.
The gusts of fate, and this Fae you have pleased. Settled here, you'll soon wish to venture farther. The unending lure humankind so often succumbs to. Should you hear that siren call, you'll require unbraided cards and the power to play them. Fortunately, both are close at hand. And here is the knowledge that Robin's friendship affords. Across this realm lie sites of power sealed by your kin long ago, forsworn by Fae even longer still. There are many sites, each granting access to ever more distant spheres. Nearest, though, the antiquarian, formidable enough for one so green. You must first gain entry, passing through a seal forged by those last children of Earth, who claimed reverence for our infinite wisdom. They, more than most, knew the gravity of a contract.
Yeah, see, when you say things like that, I don't like that. And given what I know about deals with the Fae in Western lore, I just got a real bad feeling that I'm being used right now. I am initially very suspicious of you, because no deal with the Fae is ever without little strings attached.
Their gates bar access to those unworthy, but I see that strange, hopeful spark within you. Nurture it with its own fundament, humanity. Be it comfort, companionship, coffer, I know not. Once within, delve ever deeper, toward the pedestal. Upon it lies the means to craft the card you require. Hurry now, fleshling, and prepare. The infinite awaits.
All right, see you, buddy. So they want me to get stronger out here. That seems to be the number one thing that they're trying to get across. It looks like we can actually build housing, so that's pretty cool. We'll give that a go in just a minute. What kind of housing are we making here? So out of stone blocks, we can make a stone house. Might be worth our effort. Might be a thing we want to get down on. Need a workbench first, though, and so wood bundles, and I also think a tanning station are in order. So let's go gather the things we need in order to make that happen. We also want to establish clear line of sight for, rifles or whatever it is we're going to be crafting as time goes along so that we can shoot from further. And so it's pretty standard fare that around any settlement, we get like a wide area that does not have trees and cover in them. I am indeed weighed down by my inventory, sorry to say. Right, a little bit of wood taken into account. We are slowing down, though. I'm carrying a lot of stuff around with me. Let's go ahead and place our workbench. And maybe I'll just use this for... Who knows? Maybe I'll just use this for... Oh, it doesn't line up. Can I make it smooth rotate? So with my workbench here, it looks like I can start making better stuff. It looks like. So I believe there is mining in our future. Luckily enough, we started out right next to a mining node, so that shouldn't be too bad to tack down. Let's go ahead and grab all those real quick. Move over to this side. We'll keep an eye out for food and things I can hunt, too. Apparently, Puck has something to say right now. Oh, I can keep hacking away at them, too. Nice. He was just basically letting us know that there's other humans on the map. I think, like, player humans can only be invited, but he was talking about how there's other Nightingales around who are, like, traders and vendors and things like that, and that we should kind of, like, seek them out in order to get new benches and new ways to craft goods to make our lives better. First and foremost, though, let's get these tools knocked out. I don't know, so we've got simple climbing picks, we've got a simple hunting knife. I need straps in order to get that done. Where do I craft straps at? Straps. So we make it at a tanning station. So there's not really going to be a way around that. We kind of need to get the tanning station banged out. Tanning station. We don't have enough sticks, but I'll figure it out as we go. It's going to smell like pee in here. It's going to smell terrible. I don't know if you've ever been around a tannery before, but it's pretty gross. That's where the saying, too poor to have a pot to piss in, comes from. Is because people would sell their piss to the local tanner for like a pittance of money so that pee and you needed ammonia as part of the main tanning process. And so it's pretty common practice for people to sell their pee to the local tanner. And if you were too poor to have a pot to piss in, it meant you were too poor to literally sell your own piss to earn money. So I have my straps done, and I've also made a storage medium over here, so you know what we're about to do next. We are about to try and see if we have the ability to craft out of our inventory. So I don't have any meat or anything on me. I do have bones. And I believe the easiest way to do this is actually just to put the straps that we just made of leather inside the inventory, and then come back over here to the simple workbench and see if it sees the straps. It does not, so I would highly recommend they add crafting out of your crates to the game. I talk about this with every survival game. I personally do not feel as though inventory management adds anything to a game like this. All of your storage mediums should be intrinsically linked to all of your crafting mediums. That way you can make a bunch of baskets over here, throw everything into it, and then just get to crafting without constantly having to be like, all right, well, let me get my straps, and let me get my tin ore, and all that kind of stuff. This is one of those things that I consider to be a bare basic requirement of modern game design. So now that I've farmed up a few of the things that we're going to need in order to get ourselves going, I think there's a lot of things here that I would like to have, but I'm going to go ahead and get the upgraded axe first. I do like this little inventory implement right here where you can drag to extract instead of drag to drop after you replace things. I actually like that. That's a good little pop-up right there. That fills me with joy. I like that. We're going to have to learn how to do tailoring to get our gear score up. We do have a nicer knife now, which should hopefully do more damage. Did it mark on the map where this guy is at? The Essence Trader. He's off to the east, huh? All right, let's go off to the east and see if we can trade with this guy. I think this is our guy over here living inside of his sinister ziggurat. Hopefully it doesn't cost us too much money in order to get up there to the sewing bench. Dub S, the company, Bertha. So there's going to be quests and things around here that we can do as well. Okay, good to know. Game's opening up. So simple items. We can get a maul over here. Hammers, fishing rods, crude buildings. So we've got roofs. We've got refinements over here that we can also do. Basics and repair for 55 bucks. I think that's what we were assigned to go and pick up. And so we'll get that knocked out for a second. Oh, wow, they chop down trees and stuff all on their own over here. Well, that's lifelike. I like that. It doesn't look like they pick up the goodies, though. Stay at it, Chief. Appreciate that. I don't know what's going to happen if I stab somebody in the face. My guess is that they're probably going to go hostile, and I should probably avoid my lesser urges, because I'm definitely feeling them right now. Like, what if instead of making friends, we did a robbery, you know? Ah, visitor. You're the only fine soul that we've happened upon in this realm, and your appearance is a welcome surprise. Who might you be? I am a refugee, I guess, of the Calamity. Refreshing to meet an open book, surely filled with tales worth telling. There are a great many new faces in the realms, with a great many stories to tell. Collecting such stories is my trade. Okay, so she's from the newspaper. Rumors? Ah, you'd like to hear something current. I'll indulge you, of course. I'm sure a reasonable realm walker like yourself can understand that in turbulent times I cannot ply my trade for free. I'll just have a little peek at the echoes in that hermetic guidebook of yours in return. The chance to peek directly into another one's thoughts is one I should relish. Okay. So it looks like they just want me to help them build up their little area over here, and it looks like I can recruit them, actually, which is sort of interesting. What does this do over here? Is that tin? Oh, quartz gems. Okay. Maybe usable for making, like, optics for, like, a long rifle or something? I don't know. But let's get their beds built and see if that changes anything over here. The guidance is kind of sparse as to what they actively want me to do. So we'll just grab some of the things over here. Ooh, barberries. Never had a barberry before, but hey. In general, where I come from, if a berry's red, don't eat it. You're gonna die. So, like, I avoid that, but apparently in this biome, red berries are a good thing. Alright, bedrolls. Bedrolls. I don't have any rocks for you, though. Let me find some rocks real quick. Apparently, you suffer the effects of, like, environmental hazards, too. Like, we've gotten wet right here. And that will have some effect on the gameplay, although what effect remains to be seen. Oh, cool. 25 bucks. Alright, I'll take it. Does this person want to join me now? For hire, recruit Bertha. It is dangerous to travel alone. Oh, and I can manage their equipment, too, so I can, like, bring backup along with me on these little missions, just in case you're playing alone. So they've actually got bots, in case you don't have people to play with. That's pretty sick, dude. I'm pretty happy with that. Thus far, I'm impressed by the game, aside from little technical networking things. Seems to be a very well-developed, well-designed survival game. I like little things like being able to craft out of my chest. And I would, you know, prefer that the game not disconnect me whenever I move in between maps and have to relog back in. But aside from that, the gameplay in and of itself appears to be it's survival gameplay that you've played before, but done exceptionally well by what appears to be kind of a AAA hand. Like, people know what to look for when it comes to, like, animating and design. And so it'll be interesting to dive into this one for a couple hours on Twitch. Let's take a look at the options menu. Since it's a first-person game, there are a few key things that I'm looking for here. Looks like we do have chat for when your friends are playing with you, and a wide variety of, actually, quality of life things like reducing the sound of your character breathing. In the video options, it looks like we can turn off, turn on arachnophobia, motion blur, third-person camera view. Camera shake can be disabled, which is fantastic. And it looks like we do have quite a few things here that we can customize for quality or for performance. Inside of gameplay, we can disable our tutorials. We've got damage numbers, mouse sensitivity in here. I know what I'm looking for, though, and I was hoping that FOV would be adjustable. FOV, there it is inside of our graphics options. So you can adjust the FOV just in case you have problems with motion sickness. We all appear to be set up the way that I would expect something like this to be set up, and I'm looking forward to playing it more. My first impressions are generally positive, aside from networking issues, which I fear will become much worse under server load. We'll see when the game releases. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so that you don't have to. Today we were checking out the hot freshness of the year, Nightingale, a hotly awaited game that everybody's been waiting for, myself included, in that number. So far, so good. I'm happy with it. I'm enjoying my time with it, and we'll see what comes in the early access. Take care, folks, and that's about all I got for you. Bye.